What's up everyone, and welcome to part 4 now of my F1 2011 career mode. We're in Istanbul Park in Turkey, and this should be a good race. Of course this time, thankfully, it's not raining over the race, or any time of the weekend, so we're going to have a nice sunny race today. And Mark Webber currently leads the championship, and he's tied actually with Jenson Button, Fernando Alonso not too far behind though. And we're just going through now. We in the championship are in 19th place, and our teammate is in 22nd, so we are really beating him at the moment. And in the Constructors' Championship, we are 10th. We are the highest team to not score any points, so it's not the best thing ever, but it's not the worst. So let's get to practice.
There'll be a lack of rubber out on track. Take it easy for a couple of laps. We need some consistent laps from you to get a performance baseline for the car. Fantastic data. This will really help the team develop the car.
Now, there's been a raft of regulation changes in Formula One over the last few years. Do you think these have had a positive effect on the cars?
As we move on to qualifying now in Istanbul, I'm just looking at my R&D stuff and what I've done over the year, and that's what we've done 4 so far apparently. I don't remember doing the braking bit, but you know, we'll gloss over that. And so we're doing quite well actually, and we're going to the track now as normal really on our drive up lap. I don't like doing flying laps. I like to get a feel for the car immediately before I drive, even if I've driven 2 minutes beforehand. It's quite handy really. It just lets me drive around the track a bit. And so as we come on to our first qualifying lap of the day, we do quite a lap. It's been quite a frustrating qualifying lap. We can see a car in the distance halfway on the track, and it's past the Maldonado and the Williams car, and he almost takes us out. The yellow flags aren't waved early enough, and we don't see them early enough. That was extremely scary. It could have been our qualifying session open immediately. And this is on the same lap where we just corner cut, unfortunately. That was my fault, and I was topping out at the straight, so I decided to adjust my setup and come in, start afresh. And I figured it would just let all of my anger back out. And we come on to the next lap again. This is my first qualifying lap technically, and we're held up again at the same corner by Girona D'Ambrosio. We're getting quite a rivalry, a bit of friction between us two, and really it's becoming quite deadly. And we come on to our second qualifying lap. We're held up again by Nico Rosberg, but I forget to put the DRS back in, and I spin out into the gravel trap, quite far into the corner. It's quite a big runoff area actually, and we still managed to get into the gravel trap, and so quite unfortunate really. And this is my actual qualifying lap. We do set a good lap that time, and you may see some red sectors. However, I do manage to make a quicker time. This is my last lap, so I'll leave you to enjoy.
first place.
And it's race time here in Istanbul Park in Turkey. Fernando Alonso starts on pole with Sauber starting on the front row with him. My teammate Jarno Trulli starts in 20th and I start one place behind him. And this is the first time he's out-qualified me. Pastor Maldonado, bad memories with him from qualifying. He starts in front of us, waiting for the 5 red lights to go out. We're revving up the engine and they are out. And Jarno Trulli gets a better start from us, however is blocked by Pastor Maldonado. He has to brake a little bit and he gets a terrible start there. And we go very wide through turn 1, managing to go round the outside. We're going 3 wide briefly with Pastor Maldonado and Timo Glock, who we're now down the inside. We just decided to go quite cautious, decided to actually try and keep my front wing, and Pastor Maldonado really dives up the inside, makes me go quite wide there. And this corner here is really easy to cut, and we're almost making it 3 wide there. And everyone gets caught in a collision. I think someone lost their front wing there, maybe an end plate maybe. However, they'll have to go into the pit because of that. And we just jump all of them. And now we're in 18th place, 1 place below my target. And that, I think it's quite a high target. I think it was quite hard to achieve my target today. And yes, spoiler alert, I did achieve my target, but shush. And now Antonio Liuzzi in the HRT doing very well for himself. Just tries to go down the inside in the largest braking zone. And we're now around the outside of that Adrian Seto. However, we just get too much wheel spin off the curb of the last corner. It's so much so that Liuzzi actually overtakes us just flat out on the straight in the Cosworth engine. I think he's got. We have the Renault engine. I was doing a bit of research before this Grand Prix. So, yeah. And now this is the biggest braking zone on the track. The longest straight. It's very strange straight. It's kind of 2 straights, but you don't break the corner in between. And we actually go around the outside of Adrian Seto there. No wheel spin this time. We managed to keep the position, I suppose. And coming into the famous turn 8 now. Very tricky corner to master. And we just go really wide through the third part. Of course, it's a quadruple apex corner. I think we count it all as one corner. And Adrian Seto actually managed to get us on the straight. We turn it up to Rich Mix. He does some very good blocking there. Manages to keep the position and claim it back only 1 lap after, or less than 1 lap after I managed to overtake him. We're 2 laps later now. I think Adrian Seto has pitted, and we're up into 11th, of course. People have pitted, and we do go very wide on the same part of the track. We're 2 laps later again, and we're behind the 2 Saubers, not doing very well after the front row start. And we're coming into the pits now to go onto the option tyres with faster soft tyres. And I decided to start on the prime so I could have a longer stint, try and block some people and then really go for it in the last few laps. And I feel it was a huge success in this race. I was quite proud of this race. And so the yellow wall tyres, you get a fairly slow pit stop. I really think that Team Lotus need to improve on the pit stop times, just so that when caught up in traffic I can be a bit further ahead. And that's Suto ahead of us actually. We end up coming out in P18. Barrichello, who we overtook in the last race, comes out ahead, and that's it for the last race really. Nothing else really happened. 2 people pitted I think, and that's why we got into P16, so I'm quite happy with that really. Fernando Alonso has won the race, so I think that's 4 different winners in the first 4 races. Quite similar to the real F1 2011 season, unless that was 2012, I can't remember. My F1 history knowledge isn't the best. I need to brush up on that a bit. However, coming in through the last double chicane, I really like these corners. Once you really connect it, it's quite nice actually. One of the slower corners on the track. And that's it really. We finish in P16. Sorry if you can hear fireworks going on. So annoying. And our fastest lap is really slow actually. However, we have gained a monumental 5 positions. I'm really happy with that. So we finished P16. Fernando Alonso wins the race, and Mark Webber and Lewis Hamilton also joined him on the podium with Jenson Button, Felipe Massa, Michael Schumacher, Nico Rosberg, Kobayashi, Alguersuari and Vettel, who has had an appalling race, they finished for a top 10 points position, and our teammate Jarno Trulli stayed in his starting position in 20th. We are in the Drivers' Championship, we are 19th. Mark Webber is in first with Fernando Alonso 3 points behind. Nothing too surprising. A lot of people have actually scored 16 people, have scored points, which is quite good actually, 4 races in. And our teammate is 22nd, I believe. I didn't quite see. McLaren, Ferrari and Red Bull are the top 3 now. Mercedes, GP and Lotus Renault. Not the same as our team, Lotus. It's quite confusing. And we are the team who has most points. We're the top team who hasn't got any points, if that makes sense, which it doesn't at all. However, that's it for this episode. It wasn't the most exciting race. Of course, qualifying was quite annoying. So I'll see you guys next time, next Monday for part 5. See you guys next time.